Hey, everybody, it's Chris Shubert back with another episode of The Zoom, where we zoom in on thought leaders in the channel today. And I get to have on here a repeat guest and my good friend, the legendary Michelle Kadlacek, Vice President of Channel Programs at Spectrum Enterprise. Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Hey, Chris. Thank you again for having me. Very excited about our conversation today.
Well, it's an interesting one because we're our first episode of 2020. We broadcast way back in, I think it was about 300 years ago, back in January of 2020, when we last spoke. And we've got some questions for you today that have come directly from the CNSG and App Smart communities because as one of our market leaders, I think you're one that can definitely speak to what we've been through and hopefully kind of where we're going. So obviously this year has been unique. I'm going to try to stay away from saying that evil word, the name of it. But we all know who our enemy has been this year. Tell us a little bit. This has been a trying, different year. But from Spectrum perspective, how do you view the partner during one of the most interesting times in the history of the country, let alone telecom?
Yeah, great question, opening question, Chris. I think now more than ever, clients need access to their trusted technology advisors, right? Partners are really helping their clients in a variety of different verticals to help them solve problems that, many organizations, quite frankly, have just never been faced with before. Yeah. Clients are really having to solve for larger numbers of remote workers. And that includes bandwidth and security concerns. And that stems from having more teleworkers. Our partners really do play that critical role in ensuring their clients have the right amount of bandwidth to help keep the businesses operational and secure in this new environment.
It's been an era where we've gone through a period of shock and awe. We're all shut into our homes, shelter in place, and now we're in a period where I feel the channel is having to adapt. We have to realize that this is the world that we're going to be living in for an extended amount of time. Even with businesses opening back up, obviously the gatherings, the happy hours, the channel shows, all those things are not going to be returned for a long time. How, as you look at being one of the dominant forces in the channel, how have you seen the channel adapting to this new world?
I think that they've been adapting probably better than any other industry. For the most part, our partners often work in what we consider a remote environment anyway, right? So I think there was less of a transition or a cultural shock to them. Many of them have transitioned to away from face-to-face meetings to doing more virtual web-based meetings, much like you and I are doing today, right? So they're maintaining, like you mentioned, those kind of really strong relationships, not so much face-to-face anymore, but more virtual through virtual happy hours or virtual training sessions. And then what we've really experienced is we've seen a big spike in the use of social media. I believe that we'll continue to see more and more partners update their websites, get more active on social media. And I see this new teleworking environment having just a much larger digital presence as it appears is really the new trend within the channel.
That's a wonderful point that you make there. And it's interesting being one of those LinkedIn junkies, as you know, that's constantly out there. Yeah. To our partner community, Michelle speaks the truth. It is absolutely imperative to embrace these platforms because they are the platform that allow you to get your message out about your company, how you operate. It's where folks are going for information today. And I'm super excited to hear that you see things very similar over there at Spectrum. Now, you'd mentioned teleworkers, work from home, business up top, party downstairs, however you want to look at it. When you look at Spectrum, as a leader in the channel today, how are you leading us into the work from home strategies and cloud services? Those are now the backbone products of the channel rather than what we're probably used to, which is a lot of cable and fiber. So how is that changing the way Spectrum is approaching the marketplace?
Yeah. So, I'm going to make the case here that cable and fiber are still the backbone products. I really do feel that in the current situation, that it's really focused now more on America's broadband backbone, like no other national emergency, at least in my recent memory, right? Never before have Americans been so dependent, not just on their home internet connections, but also their business connections. I think helping our partners navigate through this new reality and these new challenges, simply just required us to shift how we go to market. Our network is performing extremely well, and we're continuously monitoring the performance, the bandwidth usage, and the capacity on that. And our client-facing teams, such as our service delivery, our technical support, and even our network operations, are engaged to help address business needs really during this challenging time. And I think from a channel program standpoint, Spectrum is supporting our partners by a couple of different ways. We've accelerated bandwidth delivery requests for our partners' critical need clients for both their internet and their wide area network services. We've also been supporting needs for remote working capabilities, and we are expediting requests for changes in unified communication and trunking configurations, as well as we continue to determine what service needs adjustments need to be made throughout all of these, ever-changing business needs. And then one other thing that we don't really talk about too much is with our Spectrum Reach team. That is our advertising sales division within Charter. And they have also been offering a free commercial to help small businesses rebound back into the economy. Really exciting. Spectrum Reach partnered with another company called Waymark, and they're giving small businesses a free video where they can basically go out and make their own. So businesses can now use this video on their website and their social media channels that we spoke about a few moments ago. So, I think from a technology enhancements and adjustments to helping small business owners rebound, Spectrum is doing what we can to show how much we support our clients. And if you're a partner and one of your customers or clients are interested in any of these services, I encourage you to reach out to your channel manager for more assistance.
That's a wonderful sentiment, especially in this trying times. It's super important to have suppliers that are willing to, step up to the plate to help the channel community, the small business community. Small business community is obviously incredibly important to the channel. It's very important to Spectrum, and it's a market segment that is taking the biggest hit right now. So programs like that, that's huge kudos to Spectrum for that, and hopefully our channel community can think of some SMB customers that would apply to that particular program. Mm-hmm. So Michelle, one of the things that I've always found interesting about Spectrum is that you maintain separate sales teams for your enterprise fiber side, and a completely separate sales team, separate channel management structure for the broadband cable side of things. So why was that strategy chosen for Spectrum, and how has it benefited you?
Yeah, great question. Our executive team made that decision around the time of the merger of the three companies when we came together. And the simplest explanation was really so that we could focus on our sales efforts and we could enhance our product support. We have seen that the creation of sales teams that become subject matter experts in their respective business units, and that our partners have actually increased sales because of it. And we've also seen an increase in not just sales, but sales support and dedicated resources. So as a company, this has really contributed to our success by allowing us a much, much deeper market penetration over the past 4 years. And both Spectrum Business and Spectrum Enterprise have unique business goals, which in turn helps drive the entire organization forward.
Good stuff. It makes a lot of sense when you look at it that way, because obviously those two mediums have very different benefits, very different challenges as well in getting installed. Having that specialized team helps a bunch. So we've spent a good chunk of this interview talking about the past several months and how somewhat interesting they have been. Let's take a look at the future. As we adapt to this new world, and as we look to the coming challenges and opportunities for the remainder of 2020 and 2021, what's coming down the pike for partners from Spectrum?
Yeah, I'm very excited, Chris. We've seen a lot of good things happening within the channel recently. A couple of the main things that we're focusing on is that we're making it much easier for our partners to pursue, but also close larger deals. So everyone is familiar with our flagship product, our fiber internet access, our FIA product. We have recently enhanced that product to support national opportunities for larger bulk deals. So you're probably like, well, what's a larger bulk deal, right? Mm-hmm. So we consider a bulk deal any deal with 10 or more locations, and we will support those deals as the client's single provider with alternative pricing. So a really great enhancement to our already great flagship product. And I think what else partners are going to see is they're going to look at ways to really increase the type of products that we have within our bundled pricing packages, such as FIA and UC, for instance. You're also going to see bundled packages with now some of our new managed service offerings, which is really exciting. And then finally, this is really kind of hot off the press. This product was recently launched within the past couple of weeks, is our new wireless internet backup. It's a network diverse internet connection that automatically activates at the event of a power or network disruption. This new wireless backup, it integrates with our FIA to support business continuity strategies, really with cost-effective redundancy. I mean, it's that simple. We're also working on a couple of other enhancements from a wireless internet standpoint. So a lot of great things happening and a lot of cool things coming down the road. So I challenge everyone to stay tuned and check in with their channel managers because some really cool things happening within the program.
You're part of a very fascinating trend within the industry that I've seen this year is with relation to some of the larger suppliers, as your peers, and which there are very, very few that stand in the level that a Spectrum does, but are really embracing that idea of going after the all-in-one marketplace. Even though you may not be that territory carrier, the cable provider of norm in that particular marketplace, having the ability to serve that area just like other all-in-one providers, but also have that name brand of Spectrum behind you, which, especially for larger customers, that matters. Having that scale and having the power of that brand behind you as a trusted technology advisor for CNSG and AppSmart, that's absolutely huge. So very, very interested to see how that strategy plays out for you in the future. So as I always like to finish calls, I always like to ask our guests, what's that one thing? What's that one thing, Michelle, that you want to make sure that a CNSG and AppSmart technology partner knows about Spectrum?
I would say that, well, first of all, we've had a very long-standing relationship with CNSG and AppSmart for many years. We've got a very strong channel support team that, help CNSG and their partners go to market. And if nothing else, just engage us, right? Don't try to go at it alone. We've got sales engineers, we've got support team members, we've got managed service specialists now on our team. We're all here to help, so we're all in this together. We're all in this to win. And I encourage everybody to reach out to us and, let's go at this together.
Absolutely. And together is always where we win. Michelle, you've been a wonderful advisor to me personally, as well as a great friend and a former boss even of mine back in the day. And so working with you at CNSG and Spectrum has been an absolute joy. So we thank you so much for your support of our CNSG and AppSmart families, and we look forward to even greater success throughout the remainder of this year. And for the rest of you, we will see you next time on the Zoom.